Hello, namaste, and welcome everyone to this Game of the Day video featuring Viswanathan Anand's fantastic win over Polish number one Duda Jan-Krzysztof. And this win really helped India to qualify into the finals after beating Poland in the semi-finals of the FIDE Chess Olympiad. So this game is of quite significance because Poland had beaten India in round one of their match. In round two, India had to score 3.5, and at some stage they looked pretty confident. But a nice comeback by Poland had helped Poland to make a huge comeback in the match. But it was Vishy's win that really helped India to go through. And let's quickly have a look. Like what happened in the game. So we had the Nimzo Indian at the start, and both the players blitzed out the theory, which I think Anand is very well much aware of. And as you guys might also be knowing, Duda is known for his fighting capabilities. In fact, Duda had a magnificent score of 10 on 11 at the FIDE Olympiad before this game, and this was his first and only loss of the Olympiad. So as you can see, the opening has turned out quite simple. You can see the eval bar on the left. It's showing pretty equal. So Anand has equalized in the game in the opening, and quite simple chess going on. But let's quickly jump into where the action begins, and we are in for a trade here. So uh, game and action going on in the center here, and you can see the white bishop on b2 isn't really actually a happy camper, but you will see how Duda manages to bring it in the game. So maybe his idea is to go rook b1, bishop a1, and hit the pawn on b5. And yeah, so at this stage it's very important that India had managed to win two games on the other boards, and Duda was in quite a pickle that should he press on for the win or should he play safe for a draw. But if you know his style, he never backs down from a challenge and he goes for it. And I think Teimur Radyabov, world number 9, had a very nice thing to say that it's very easy to beat Duda than to make a draw against him because he's such a fighter. And those are some very nice words by the World Cup winner Teimur Radyabov. So yes, let's continue with the game. So Vishy wants to bring in his knight to d5 now, centralizing it. And yeah, so basically we have equal material. White has a slightly minus position because of this bishop on a1 mainly. But here Anish Giri also suggested a very nice plan that White can simply double the rooks on the e file and try to get his bishop from a1 to c1 and along the c1 h6 diagonal. So let's quickly see how we manage that. We'll go into the pick of the action. So knight e3 was spotted by Anand long ago, so he can kind of disconnect these rooks. And here you can see Anand is still holding on because his teammates are doing well on the other boards, so he has to, kind of look at the other boards as well. And at one point, Vantika Agarwal was totally losing her game, so in fact, it was needed that Vishy Anand has to hold or maybe even win the game to help India through. And you can see it was a roller coaster of emotions, which Anand beautifully managed to overcome and still get home the point. So here Duda picks up a pawn, but you see we have opposite color bishops, which are well known for their drawing tendencies. And let's uh, see what Anand comes up with, because his idea is to go g4 and f3 so that open up uh, the white's king and try for some counterplay. Everything looked fine for Duda until he committed a massive blunder later on after the queen trade. And yeah, here you can see he has two connected passed pawns, whereas Vishy has this passed pawn that can be a threat. And here you can see Vishy just comes back with his rook, and he is trying to put the rook behind the passed pawn so that it can be pushed to a queen. and king is blockading the e-pawn, so all good for now. White is still calling the shots, white is still better, but you can see Vishy was never really allowing the game to be completely winning for Duda. And if you also have a look at the timestamps, so Duda is just playing barely on the increment with 15 seconds, whereas Vishy has 1 minute. And yes, the pawn is already on c2, just one square away from queening. And the pressure is always there, guys, in such a situation. And here, Vishy goes in with rook d1, and Duda, having merely 10 seconds on the clock, had to defend his king. He had to defend his rook with king f2, and he committed the fatal blunder of g6, which helped Vishy to turn the game completely and win. Can you spot the win for black? Yes. Bishop into g6 is simply a free pawn. Mind you, you couldn't take here because of g7 was winning for white, but Vishy simply takes, and now you don't have time to recapture because this is just winning for black. So bishop into g6, king f2, bishop into h5. So white loses two consecutive, two pawns in two consecutive moves, and the game is simply over now because black c2 pawn will be the difference here. So white is in zugzwang. He can't do anything here, and he has to give up a pawn, which he gladly collects it. Now he's threatening to queen. Goes again. Now white can never threaten here, even if king e2 black has bishop g4 check. Simply marches the king up the board to push the pawn home. And yes, bishop b3 threatening this. If you move the bishop, we have a new queen on c1. And here Duda resigned, giving Anand and India a very important win. And India managed to draw the score. And then uh, we had the Armageddon game, where you can all see in the description another video where Humpy managed to beat Monica Sochko in the Armageddon to help India qualify for the finals. And we will see India versus Russia in the finals. And it was going to be an exciting final. And yes, this was Indian legend Viswanathan Anand's epic win over Duda that helped India to qualify for the finals. And that's me, International Master Rakesh Kulkarni, signing off from chess.com, and see you around.